of the first episode of Koi to Uso. I liked it a lot, guys. I see it a lot. I had just like read briefly through chapter 1 before I watched it, before I did my summer thing. So they was like, I knew he was gonna confess. That I knew before. Just that scene, because that was interesting to me. That's what people told me, that this is gonna be a good anime because this is interesting, and like know a little how like his wife will look. So generally, but I don't know otherwise, and I didn't want to see per se. And I really liked it. I really liked it because one thing that sold me into watching the anime before I even seen it is that this is such a non-main character to do, right, compared to any other anime. Because usually I have watched so many and read. I have like Love Hina and Nejima and so on. I have all the books, right, all the mangas, and even behind the camera scene here in my turtle mode here. And so on and so forth. I'm kind of into like shoujo manga generally, or you just do more like the romantic comedy and so on. And many of them are really, really good, but they can spend like a season, 2 seasons before anyone ever says anything that they actually right. They can spend numerous episodes. Of course, sometimes it's funny. For example, like. One of my absolute favorites school comedy romance is School Rumble. Amazing anime. Absolutely one of the best of them ever. And like, do you ever have this typical scene? It's like, there is place for laugh because I have one character like Akana. She knows that everyone like, oh, you like her and she like you going to do. She knows all of that. So it's like played for laugh. Sometimes because she is like, I see. So you actually want to listen to her, and then she come in and give kind of the viewer standpoint sometimes. And that can be played for laughs. And it's same, for example, in Nisekoi with what's her name? I really glad I called her by sorry, but she also has a kind of the view of the viewer. She knows exactly what's happening. It tries to like match up people together and so on. So it works sometimes, but generally the issue of course is that it's kind of ridiculous, especially when we as the viewer know that okay, girl A and boy B actually like each other both, but there is mutual love there. And they're both like, I can't tell her because of this and so on. And there's actually going to be this other anime that's coming maybe today even, or tomorrow. It's like stupid helix, with Baka, Sundra, that. They even parodied that in the first scene, I think. So I read the first scene as well. When it's like both of them like each other, it's like, I can't tell her because it's like, I should tell her because an idiot. But it's very, very common, right? But when you watch this anime, this first scene here at the playground, that was really, really good. So I love how, as you say, okay, do not follow the conventional method. Do not do this. Okay, I like this girl and I can't tell her, and because of reason. And then we have this other girl coming in from the side because it's marriage. Because I could picture this anime being like he loves this girl, right? Sukami, right? And he loves her, and then this other girl comes in and she's like, "You have to marry me." And he's like, "I don't want to because I love this girl, but I can't tell my future wife that, and I have to somehow figure out a way to tell my actual love to her. I love her," and that could be pretty much our arc, right? That I could see it was like Nisekoi is pretty much exactly that, right? Right? He likes Unula, right? And then he suddenly gets it's pretty much that thing. He gets this blonde girls, from his parents that they have this forced marriage, and he's like, damn it, I don't love her. I want to get married this woman actually, and he can never tell her. So, but this anime that you say, no, we're gonna go with it right away. Episode 1, he tells the girl he likes her. So not bad, but not here. But that is huge, right? It's such, and it sounds stupid in a way, but it's really such a huge uncommon thing. But yeah, you of course have like more Yosei manga. They do it much more, and they also have usually more like showing the actual sexual act and so on. Usually in Yosei, or usually, but like more in that direction. So then they kind of need they more. It's a little more. It's also about of course love and drama. But I would say the reason because of that it goes faster, it was also about the actual action, right? So to speak. Then it's speed it up, right? So that's a big reason why they are more like that. But in typical like shoujo or more like, I guess, what do we call these anime? It's probably like have more shoujo, right? But a little shonen as well because it still is from the male perspective. Not so shoujo because of that, but still, it's less of a main focus shoujo. So kind of shonen romance, it's kind of the border, right? And this could have been going out for like months, right? That could be the whole thing, I mean. So I liked it a lot. I really liked the scene. It's like, no, I'll tell you. And then, the eraser scene, that took me for a loop. I was like, he's gonna tell her that he likes her. This is great because it's so uncommon. Because you should never do that, right? In typical like this typical anime, this kind of style. And then he's like, and she is like, no, I also like you. I still kept you an eraser. It's like, wow, they both like each other. They're both like, yeah, I like you and you like me. They're both doing that, and that is fantastic in a way. Very very unique in that sense. They're both not really unique, but like, yeah, but generally it is great. They're both comparing it to it because I mean, otherwise the thing is that it has this very typical trope, right? It's like some kind of enforced triangle drama. So it does have that going for it. Because I mean, otherwise, usually when you have this kind of straight up relationship thing, let's say something like what's called Wolfogami, the Black Prince and the Girl, right? But the Wolf Prince and the Girl, whatever it's called, like that anime, for example, also has a short anime about a girl that's like dating a guy that treats her like horribly, but she still likes him, and he's the prettiest boy in school, so she pretends to. I mean, basically, they are not a couple, but he agrees to be her pretend boyfriend as long as he can like abuse her as a dog or something. It's a weird setup. But anyway, that anime is pretty much just like, okay, they are a couple, and there is actually it's very very little actually like interaction with other characters. They would ruin their relationship pretty much. I would argue that in the anime, but they still have this like, oh, it takes us like 10 episodes to actually confirm that they like each other, right? Like they are a couple, and it takes them almost a whole anime to actually kiss or something, right? Pretty much, right? Even though they are actually couple since episode 1, like half episode 1, they actually are together almost in every scene before the whole anime, right? See what I mean, right? So some anime goes that path, right? I mean, also, in time wise, but it's not every anime doesn't have this, extended triangle, right, or whatever, right? Triangle or square, whatever. They can also have the kind of recipe. Then the user has the kind of but they don't do it so on. But here's anime, they do it super quickly, but they still have the enforced triangle by having the law of Japan being you have to get married. So I found that interesting. So actually, it's very interesting how the author has used some kind of arbitrary, like super enforced marriage law, right, to get the triangle drama, and then it still makes the character be much more like, oh, I like you, I also the race, so yeah, let's have sex. And they still go like, yeah, let's do it anyway. And they still have that thing going for them. So it's very interesting. We have seen it go, of course, but I liked it. And the animation was great, all the faces were great. The comedy was pretty good. I had the last one bit. I liked the whole. He's like, I always like this burial. It's weird, but I liked it. So yeah, I think this anime though. This is hard to say, and I haven't really read up about it. But the real issue, of course, not issue, but might be an issue, is that she has to be a great character, and also his wife, right? That we saw used for like 1 second here. And that I think is a huge thing. The triangle drama doesn't make any sense. She definitely was very exposed and very showed in the preview. So supposedly she's going to be introduced very heavily in this episode. And I think that's going to really determine if it's a good anime or not. Because if she doesn't work out, she is a horrible voice actor, whatever. Right? Whatever. She has to be a good character, right? In all of the parameters of whatever you use, right? And not a good character, but her chemistry with like her rival has pretty good, right? Somewhat, usually, right? So it has that. So it's hard to say it's gonna be the best anime ever, but I liked it so far, and I do feel it's gonna be good anime. It feels like it's different. It feels like it's different, but it still has some of this like forced marriage, forced triangle, weird, this like character also this. It has a lot of these like tropes that you can recognize them and say, yeah, this is pretty good, this character here, and it has this like, oh, I love you since we were children because this reason, and that also in a way, I like that she had the eraser. I really love that she also kept the eraser, but at the same time, that is a very common thing. Right? Someone's like, oh, we love this girl since like first day of kindergarten because of this reason, right? It's very like, it's always very arbitrary. I mean, it's just something happened, but it's like obviously kind of mental issue, right? Like, oh, she said hello to me one morning. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna marry her. It's like, come on. So have that going for them, and that is very like typical, anime manga, British in a sense. So they have a lot of those. You recognize the patterns. but they still have this like huge break of it. Like, okay, recognize all the overall patterns, but we just completely break it right away and say, oh, they love each other, they're muted in love, what you can see it, maybe she's pretending, and bam. Right? Because one thing though, that throughout this, as my last point here in the review, is of course that she was, he read her name right. And I cannot see that that was supposed to be like his mind was doing some accident. No, no. He read her name, and that to me was really strange, obviously. So that, I hope, I don't know, if he said that's going to be some kind of like, you know, ongoing storyline maybe, right? That is some kind of alternative, you know, agenda. Maybe someone's controlling the government. That sounds crazy, but I mean, someone's like hacking that stuff, or someone has enough money to influence, or, you know, money, power, whatever. Maybe she has that right, so on. That feels a little weird. Or maybe she's just like, she could be all Yandare, right? And she could be like, oh, I sent you this mail, I faked it, I sent it to him on his phone, because I had his number, got this on classmate. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, send it to him, seduce him, and he said like, oh yeah, we get married, and if I'm lucky, you know, that's gonna happen before, you know, the government actually gives him his actual wife, right? So she could be completely Yandare. That to me is probably the most. I don't know if I like it, but that's my first, my first initial thought about it. She could have faked it. That seems to make the most sense how it's presented, because the reason why I say this is when you saw all his wife, right? I don't know her name, but you saw his wife. Well, she didn't mention her name, I remember it. Sorry, but yeah, you saw his wife for like the last 10 seconds. She's saying like, this is my husband. What a weird name. She didn't say like, yeah, I got him, or oh, she faked it, but she wasn't presented like, yeah, I got the man I wanted, kind of, right? Or like lucky, you know, if she said something like that, then I would be like, yeah, okay, maybe she planned it out, maybe she could influence someone, she wanted to marry him, so she changed the government thing. That would make sense. Like, it could be completely, why how it happened, but then that's if it her makes, you know, use like a twist fake out, right? That she would say, oh, I got this guy, wonder who it is. So that's how she was presented, right? So yeah, that's interesting, but it also could be I think it's a big like a chance of this anime to fail, because I don't want it. Maybe it's throwing out. Maybe it's really good anyway, but I'm just saying that it could also be something really weird, right? Like, oh, his parents actually had this power, and they were like, no, this girl is bad news. We wanna have our son marry like a half Japanese, because he's like blonde, he might be, you know, or whatever. Like, so kind of weird, yeah, some alternative motives or something, or like the government's like, no, I'm not this guy, or whatever. That could be something, but I hope some of that, and I hope that, well, it feels like it's gonna have some focus on that later in the anime. It has to be, because otherwise it wouldn't be making sense showing it. But I just hope it isn't too complex. I don't know yet. It feels like that could be something that could be really weird, right? That's like, what is this? Like, why are they doing this kind of weird extra storyline? Anyway, so far I really liked it, but I think that could be probably the main issue that we have, right? Because that seems weird. I mean, it might be really good. I'm saying it has to be bad, but I'm saying if I would assume something from episode 1, like what could be an issue, like a big issue, something in like 7 episodes from now with this, like what had this twist, like that's probably what could be like a really weird twist, right? And then no shout out twist. So anyway, yeah, see you guys next week and have a great day.